Devon, I have learned that you are a child specialist, and please tell me what that means to us. Tell the audience, please.
Well, thank you so much for having me, especially to be the first guest on the Nancy O Talk Show. It's an honor for me here to be sitting with you and so forth.
Of course.
As a lovely friend for many years and so forth.
Yes.
And I look up to you as a mentor and as one of my icons and so forth.
Thank you,
So
I appreciate that.
Definitely appreciate that. Child specialist, that's one of my positions that I hold right now and so forth. Something dear to me, basically what I started many years ago. Just being the voice of the children, just being there for the children, letting any child realize and know that they need to be loved and nurtured, and just be able to be a child and not live in fear and hurt and every day, or
Because I understand that you have that experience, right? That's the reason that you decide and choose to be a child specialist, because you've been through that. Like my life too, I have abuse when I was young, and then until throughout my adulthood, I have the same abusive. So I'm glad that you're here to express that feeling, and I'm glad that you are be able to share the story and then helping people out there. So I really want you to describe more, how can we help those people out there?
Well, there's a lot of different organizations and so forth. Basically, my main thing is just share the word. Stop the silence. Stop the abuse.
Yes.
That's the main thing. Once we stop the silence, abuse cannot be around us. Once children are aware that they can speak, they have a mouth, and they have people that they care and love for, then the abuse will start, slowly but surely will stop, will end. And that's my whole crusade and so forth. Because when I was growing up, I didn't have a voice. My voice was taken from me by my abuser and so forth. So that's why I wrote my books, and that's why I started this whole journey. And I'm still on a journey because I'm there for the children.
Right.
Like I said, so
Right.
being a child specialist, it's a wonderful thing. I get to deal with, I work in 2 different ranches here in Texas.
Yes.
And I jump from one to the other. I work from newborns to young mothers, most of them teenagers, and up to 21 years old, female and male. And they all have different problems and they're dealing with, but basically they're all in the same thing. They're all in the state custody. Basically they were either abandoned or neglected or abused by their own parents and so forth. So I come in there and I'm the parent, their psychologist, their therapist, their counselor, their mom, their dad. I cook meals, I help them wash clothes, I give them, we talk and we have, different bonding and just taking them back and forth to, educational, just teaching them.
Well, that's amazing what you
different things
do.
in life.
The thing you do is really amazing. I think God really bring you into this to help other people, out there. They bring us together so we can share the story. I understand that you grow up with abused family, and that's the main reason that you do what you do now.
Exactly.
And helping out with child specialists, and which is all of us out there will be very grateful what you did, and we're grateful for that.
Correct.
Now, you say that you have different organizations that you are helping. So is it all child specialists or different abuse, or all kind of abuse?
As far as the charities that I'm a part of, there's anything to deal with children. As far as I was a media chairman for a diabetes foundation here in Texas. I was doing that for 2 years, and that's all volunteer. I used to work with CASA, which is a court-appointed special advocate, which I used to have different cases and that I was assigned to. Also volunteer, I would work about 40 hours, my regular job, and then 40 hours of that, because I really want to give my all, especially to these kids that have been abused and neglected, because I know how I felt, to be a child and no one cared about me, and that's one thing that I want to change. So I would go to visit them at school, at their foster parents, and visit their parents.
Wow.
And then I would talk to the caseworkers and then also submit in writing my report to the judge, and we would go to their court cases, and I would stand in front of the judge and I would submit them and so forth, and I would sometimes tell the judge these kids are not ready to go back to the parents, or they do not need to go back. it's not safe for them. And that's my whole thing. If it's all the best interest of the child.
So
then I go
it
back.
break your heart in it.
Definitely, but at the end of the day, you have to. I mean, I listen to so much things. The kids at the ranch, and I mean, anywhere, different people, all walks of life. Because I do lectures and public speaking on my books and so forth, and I have people all walks of life, men and women, different ages, and they all come up to me and they tell me a little bit about their story and so forth. I take it all in. I try to give them as much feedback as I can, give them some, some kind of help or direction and so forth, and then just let them know it's a bond that we have and so forth. And there's a light out of the end of the tunnel, because that's what my story is all about.
Well, I know you telling me about how your mom abused you and your stepdad or whatever, but you learn that experience. That's the reason that you want to give that. You want to share experience that you have, so other children out there won't get abused again.
Correct. I'm just correct you a little bit. My mom didn't abuse me.
I'm sorry.
My stepfather abused me. He molested me and beat me. And almost in my book it says, basically he strangled me with the phone cord. And my mom knew bits and pieces about it, but she let him. She loved him. She was those type of mothers that she didn't want to she didn't want to betray her husband and so forth, and it was the expense out of her own child.
Right.
And that was her back then. Of course, she's done a full,
Now
full
she's
circle.
changed, right?
She's changed, and she's my greatest supporter and my biggest fan, and I adore my mother. She's the only parent that I have that I still can talk to and know that I can go cry to or be there for me.
Well, tell me, I understand you're also a successful author. So I understand that you have 3 books that you wrote?
I have 4 books now.
Oh, 4?
And
Okay, that's good.
2 in editing,
That's
2
good.
more in editing, so altogether it's going to be 7, but 4 are published that everyone can go out and buy and so forth as of now. Yes, ma'am.
Can you describe the first book?
Yes, well, there's here. This is my first book.
Show the audience the cover.
It's Survival and Redemption. This is a picture of me when I was 5 or 6 years old. And of course the hand symbolizes because I had no voice. And basically the synopsis is, I was 3 years old when I was first met my abuser. Mentally, physically, and sexual abuse was my everyday hell that I was now living. I was raped, beaten, and strangled with the phone cord. After abuse was told, my mother abandoned me. The devil bought her a house, a car, and gave money to get rid of me. My mother started revenge plots against me. I once wanted my abuser dead for all he did to me, but God helped me to forgive him with my heart. Picking up the pieces, I saw the light, and this made me stronger to fight for others that don't have a voice. No one fought for me as a child. Because of that, I will be the voice for others. Abuse is all around us. Help me fight the battle for all children to stop these secrets and lies. And of course, it's in the back of my cover of my book, and of course, the introduction of what I do or what I did in the past and so forth.
Well, I can say that it's so brave of you that you share the story, because so many people out there, they refuse to share the story because they feel ashamed.
And embarrassed.
They feel like embarrassed. I'm really grateful that you be able to share the story. It take me many years to share my story. Trust me, I know it is painful, but I think you are really, really smart. And what you do for all of us today, or to people out there, that they really be really grateful.
Correct. Real quick, just to stop
Yeah,
you.
go ahead.
Exactly. When I first thought about writing this book and so forth, I knew that I was going to hurt a lot of people, because when the truth is told, a lot of people are not going to want to hear it. And one of the main people that I was going to hurt was my mother.
Oh.
Unfortunately, through the book, in the book, 2 people died. And of course, I don't want to say the story, because of course I want them to buy it.
Right.
But 2 people two people do die in the book, and it's my life story and so forth. And of course, my mother was one of the first ones that was, of course, hurt and didn't want this book out there. because she didn't want people to look at this book and have hate towards her because of everything that she stood by and didn't do or did do to me as my mother. But unfortunately, it's a story and it had to be written. And the reason why it had to be written is because I wanted the world to know, not because it happened to me, but I wanted the world to know that it can happen to anyone.
To anyone,
it can happen
yeah.
to your son, your daughter, your grandson, whoever. You know, no one's going to be, it's not going to happen to them because it can happen and so forth. And unfortunately, it did happen to me and it affected me and so forth. And so when I was writing it, I had to realize that a lot of things were going to be in there that were going to affect and hurt a lot of people in my family. And of course, it's going to be a little, uncomfortable. But the story is uncomfortable.
Of course.
Sexual abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse is not a normal topic to talk about. But we need to talk about it with our children because
definitely.
we need them to know the understanding and educational purposes that if someone does that to you, you need to put a stop to it. Let someone else know this is not right.
Right. So that's why I'm so grateful that you share the story. I've been in that situation many years and I'm hiding because I feel like, I don't want nobody to know who I am. I want them to know who I am now, not who I was.
Correct.
But one day I feel the same way you feel, that I should share the story. And the story you share is really, really amazing. I know it's hurt, but I think everybody out there will be grateful to us. Like I mentioned to you before, abuse come different form.
Correct.
Not just only sexual, it's like different thing that is happening. And I'm really happy that you decide to share the story. You say something about later on your mom really appreciate what you wrote the book and then you share the story.
Correct. What happened was I started doing, as soon as the book came out, I started doing public readings and lectures and so forth. I was actually at a battered women's shelter.
Awesome.
Promoting my book and so forth. And I do it all for free and just to share the word. And I was out there and I got a call while I was doing it. My phone rang and I'm like, oh my God, my phone's ringing. So I saw it was my mom. I called her afterwards and I was just like, what's going on, because we were talking and everything. It's been years since it happened. And she was like, well, let me back up. A week beforehand, she went to one of my signings and she bought 2 books. She actually paid for them and bought them. She didn't ask me for them for free. And I was surprised that she was actually my book readings because, my book signings because she knew about it, but I didn't really invite her or nothing because I knew how she felt about it. She came in, she was, she goes, I want to buy 2 books, one for me, one for my best friend. So I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think she was even going to read it. I thought she was going to have it, whatever. And she called me back up to that battered women's shelter place. I was out in the parking lot and I called her back. And she's like, I read the book. I read it all weekend. And she said, the B word.
Wow.
She goes, I cannot believe that I let this monster did all this to you. And I still buy it. I knew a little bit of it, but I still buy it. You were my son and I love you so much. And she was crying. And I remember stopping and I'm telling her, Mom, it's okay. I forgive you. I forgave him. And I'm just glad now that it's not about you. It's about what happened to me and what can happen to anyone, the abuse. But I'm glad that you just, because she was a big, big person in my life and she did not want this book out. And
I can say you're really brave that you bring the story out here. And which book that you say that you write in Spanish? Is it all of them?
The same book, actually the same book, Sarah Redemption, and it's in Spanish now.
Oh, great!
2 years later, it took a while to get it translated and so forth, but I have a lot of fans that write me from Hawaii and from Mexico, from different countries and so forth. People that can't even understand English. They're picking it up and they're trying to translate and trying to read it and understand it. So my information is through social media, so they get a hold of it and they're buying my books and they send me messages and so forth that I'm inspiring and things are little different things are happening to them. Some type of abuse, like you said, all different types of abuse. And they contact me and it's awesome, because they don't understand the language barrier, but they're still trying. And Mexico is one of the main ones that have been contacting me. So now it's out there for them to buy in Spanish. So I'm so excited. That's my latest book in Spanish.
Yeah, because I understand you speak Spanish fluently. Of course, you translate you.
Correct.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because me, I'm from Thailand. I barely speak and write English. But now one of my books translate into
It's
Spanish
Spanish, too.
because of Mexican Spanish political people, and he's I forgot what his name is, but he from Mexico. He say, Nancy, your book is awesome. Can you go ahead translate into Spanish, because
It's a big market.
Yeah, it's a big market in Spanish. So I got invited over there, and then
That's awesome.
so I translate into Spanish. But of course, I cannot translate.
Correct.
So I have to get somebody. So I really applaud to you that you be able to do all that.
Definitely.
I don't mean to cut short on you, but you say you have second book. Can you tell us
Yes,
about that?
my second book is my children's books, which is Hound Dog and Mariah's Daring
Wow.
Adventure, The Till, The Great Love and Loyalty. And they're actually all my two dogs, Hound Dog Ramirez and
How cute.
Mariah Star Delgado with 2 R's.
Oh, how cute.
And she's named after my favorite icon artist, my legend, Mariah Carey. And basically it's a story about talking about sharing and bullying between them. And then also, I don't want to give the story away, but there's a courageous thing they did for me. And so forth. They did save my life. It did happen.
Oh.
I was crippled for 6 months.
Really?
I fell in a hole, couldn't walk. And they had a big part of saving my life. Like I said, I'm not going to divulge the story. It's in the book. But
Everybody have to read the book.
they have to read the book. Have
You
to buy
cannot
it.
let the cat out of the bag.
Basically, there's little pictures and stuff of me and the dogs, different things, and it's all real life story about them and their story about their life and what they mean to me. But it's about sharing and bullying, and of course, the courageous they did
Oh.
for me as their master.
Everybody watching out there, you guys need to get this book. It's amazing. Can you turn the face again? So make sure you all get this book, because this is amazing. He is going to turn into audio and automation. So we have somebody out there to help you doing that.
Correct. That's going to be my third children's book, which it's being edited right now and so forth. But yes, it's in the works. Hopefully, get it in audio
Awesome.
and maybe pop up and so forth. But
That would be great, because the kid, the parent out there, they don't want that book so they can show it to their children.
Correct.
And instead they stay there and like, oh, let me read you a story. But again, when they pop out the book and they're like, oh, mommy, daddy, I like this, So
Correct.
it's gonna be amazing.
Well, my children's books, they're not like I don't want to say the names or so forth. They're not like my cat is green or my cat is black. I like green eggs and ham. There's nothing like that. My books, actually, I want interaction with the parents. My whole thing is about parents' interaction with children. Being bonding, the whole bonding situation.
Exactly.
Because, there was some good times, of course, with my mother where she used to read to me and so forth. And that's what I want for the people to do with their kids. Be able to read with them and just experience the bond and so forth. So my books, they're pretty, they're stories. They're not just little words and so forth. And that's what I want.
No, maybe you can show in the middle of the page what is your favorite one, so you can show the audience on the.
Well, just different pictures and so forth. It's called Workout List. Jump, walk, run, and skip. It's me and Hound Dog working out, because he actually does work out with me in the morning.
He sounds really cute.
He's a Basset Hound.
You still have him, right?
Yes, I still have
Awesome.
him. He's 6 years old, and he's my
goodness.
twin. And of course, that's my first book. But the one that's coming out, it's going to be called Mama. And the reason I wrote it is because my first book, and the Spanish became Spanish, a lot of people that have read it have lots of concerns and questions about my mom because of the story and so forth. So I wanted to give homage and give a shine of light to my mother, because like I said, she's changed. She's done so much. She's such...
Because of you writing the books. Because you tell the story.
Of course, her understanding the story and reading it and so forth. So, like I said, I wanted to make sure to just shine light. So my next third children's book is called Mama. It's a series with...
What that book is that your book? Or?
My second book, yes.
Yeah.
My second book, of course...
For the kid book.
It's a children's series. And it's also called, it's Hound Dog and Mariah's Daring Adventure, Help Find Picasso a Forever Home.
That's cute.
And for anyone that's been in the state system of Forever Home, they know it deals with state children and so forth. So basically, it's Picasso's story, which is my newest dog, Picasso Delgado. He's a famous artist, and he's my, unfortunately, he is my favorite.
He's a real one, right? He's a real dog, right?
They're real
They're
animals.
live.
They're real live
Okay.
animals. And Picasso, he's my favorite. He is, everywhere I go, he's with me.
Oh.
When he knows when I'm not feeling well, he knows when I'm excited. He's always with me. I just adore him. But this is the story. He basically was in a shelter and so forth, and he had some stuff happen. I don't want to reveal the whole story. And he ended up.
We just want everybody to read your book.
Yes, and of course, there's a beautiful picture of him and I
How cute.
in the background.
How cute
I
is
don't know if
that?
you can see that. But and this one talks about, like I said, it talks about it's a tale of Picasso's courageous battle for life as he deals with abandonment, neglect, abuse, adoption issues, and finding a forever home. Hound Dog and Mariah show Picasso that there's a light after all you've been through. There are others that will love and support you. And of course,
Oh,
so that's the story. And that's my latest one. My uncle actually, which is also my assistant, Jesus A. Delgado, he's the illustrator. So
Really? Wow.
he wanted to come into my business, so I decided why not. And so I kept it home, and he's the one that did the third one too. So we're excited about that.
Tell me about the plant you have.
Oh my goodness.
You got to share this happy moment with us.
Well, my Survivor Redemption, my first book, it went to Obama and Michelle, Barack, at the White House, and it went to Secret Service. I got a call from Secret Service saying about my books, that they went to the White House and I had a clearance and so forth. And they interrogated me, asked me all these questions, and I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
The White, their Secret Service.
And then you're so excited, you get nervous,
I
right?
was so nervous, and I was like, why are they calling me? And then they started telling me about the books. Well, they went through my books. Apparently, they said that Michelle, it took 2 days to go through my whole book. They went through it each page by page to make sure there was nothing in there and so forth. And then, of course, Barack, it took like about a week, I think, before they actually gave it to him and so forth, and he read it. But Barack and Michelle both signed it, as you can see, and
That's amazing.
It's a postcard to my name from. Excuse me, my address is there. So cover that.
Everybody ignore the address.
but,
you're not allowed to send email.
Yeah, but definitely not. We don't want nobody to show up.
Right?
I'm never home anyways.
You don't imagine somebody show up at your house.
I'm never home anyways. I'm always traveling, so don't even get twisted. But anyways,
Somebody show up at your house like.
But anyway, they signed it, and they basically reached out, and they did like the book. So I was excited to hear that Obama and Michelle both read my books or got my books, what have you, and I took the time out of their busy schedule because they're still our president and we're first lady, and they sent this to me. So I was so excited when I heard it. I had no idea.
Well,
I had no idea. I just thought I just got the letters from them. I mean, the calls, and I'm like, okay, they got my books and what have you, and wow, somehow they got my books. But then I got this, and I'm like, wow.
that's amazing.
It was.
Yeah, it's
So,
I'm so proud of you that
Thank you.
you'll be able to meet them.
Yes.
And we got to go for break for a while. But we'll be right back.
Okay.
Stay tuned with us, everybody.
We got a lot more.
We need to share more story, but right now we have to take a break for like few seconds. Stay tuned. Love you all.
Bye.
Well, welcome back to the second half. Thank you, audience, for watching
Yes.
us. And
Thank you for being here with us.
Yes, we have.
Love you.
Of course. Now, on second half, let me ask you this question. I truly inspire your life story.
Thank
But
you.
of course, I want to learn more. I really believe that entrepreneur is come within.
Exactly.
You don't have to learn from the book or anything like that. It's come within your mind, and then you feel like, I want to show and share my knowledge.
Determination, the stress, the strive, it's within you.
Right, exactly. Now you say you write, so far you talk about 3 books.
4 books.
So far is one.
One English, Spanish, and then my 2
Oh,
children's
okay.
books. And I have 2 more that are hopefully be coming within the year, so forth.
I have to be the one to be a publisher for your books. So, you know.
I have a horror book coming out, and I really want to talk about that because I'm so
Please.
excited.
Go ahead, share with us, please.
Well, it's gonna be called My Toys World, and it basically deals with a young man that has 7 split personalities. He's schizophrenia. He's not diagnosed, but it follows him and so forth, and it goes through different emotions. It's so awesome because, of course, it's going to be nonfiction, but it has some fiction. It has some fiction in it.
Wow, sounds excited. So everybody need to stay tuned for that.
Exactly, and that's my first horror book, and it gives me the chills when I write it and when I read over it. It's right now the editor, my new editor, editing, and they're editing and so forth, and they keep telling me they're just like, oh my goodness, and this and that. So I'm excited about that. Besides the children's book called Mama, which that just to give.
Well, I hope I be the first one to print your books because I want to do that because it sounds so excited, you know. And I also, you know, we be a good friend for a while, but still, I mean, like I couldn't believe how we bond together, and that now I'm gonna have opportunity to even print your book instead. Also, be a host of the show.
Of course.
Now tell me, what else can you share a story besides the fake land? We're gonna talk about your fake land later.
Yes. My story, my personal story.
Yes.
Well, like it says, the book, Sorority Redemption. I was abused at start of 3 years old. When I was 3 years old, my perpetrator got a hold of me, which is my stepfather, and from 3 to 6.5, he tormented me and hurt me, and I was his toy. I was can we say what?
Yeah.
I was his whore, and he did whatever he wanted to me, and so forth. And this story it's gone to so many people, and I had a person, this is a true story. I had a person tell me that they read my book, they got halfway and they had to put it in a Bible. And not in any Bible, they put it in their mother that died. This is an older woman, and she called me, and I was, you know, I talked to a lot of people, whatever. I don't have to, you know, I didn't know her. She's just the person that bought my book and so forth, a fan. And she told me that she got, it just tormented her, and she had to put it in her mom's Bible, and I was like, wow. So then later on, after a couple of weeks or months, she contacted me back through social media, and she's like, I finished their story. And she had all these questions and so forth, and I don't mind people reading it and buying it, and having questions and so forth, but yeah, you know, she had to put it in a thing. But it's you go through the emotions and so forth, and then of course when you meet me, you know who I am.
Yes.
It's difficult, because you'll know everything that I've been through, and not just by one person that hurt me.
Well, you know, I met you 2 years ago because you're on my show, the More Queen season, and I don't know who you are. I saw see you so happy. I never thought you are who you are now, you know, because I think that's how sometimes people look at you, they don't even know who you are.
Correct.
Until they actually know you. I think these books, I really think people should make into movie, because this I can be lifetime story.
To be honest with you, that Survivor Redemption, I did get contacted by this industry in Los Angeles that came down to talk to me, and we had a meeting and so forth, and they wanted to get this book to become a movie. So Survivor Redemption was supposed to become a movie.
Yeah, great.
But what happened, unfortunately, the publishing company that I was dealing with the first time, which I'm not in contract with them no more.
Oh my goodness.
Wanted too much money from them. I was ready to do it, because my book needs to be a lifetime, or it needs to be some kind of big
definitely we're gonna make national bestseller.
Exactly.
It should be, you know?
It should. I mean, it's gone a lot. And I was ready, my godson, I have a godson, he's 7 right now.
I saw the picture.
Divon, and he looks similar to me, and I wanted him to play me as a young Christopher, which is my first name, which don't call me Christopher, I don't like the name. But anyway, you'll find out in the book why. But yes, he was supposed to play me and so forth. And we were in negotiation for a while, and then we had to get out of it. I had to get out of it because it wasn't right. But unfortunately, hopefully, you know, my new books and so forth, or maybe even this, it might come back to being a movie and so forth. But I just wanted to read some of the
Yeah, please share
some of the chapters
Please.
of Survivor Redemption, because this is my
Yeah,
my-
please.
Chapter 1, of course, facing the past, an illusion, hide your child, soul property, child's play, nightmare house, rape, self-esteem, Melody loves Tripper. Shout out Melody, doing your thing. Fighting back, let me die, the death of Christopher, abandonment, mother's revenge, judgment day, no more visitors, moving forward, a new beginning, mom's gone, final days. And of course there's Finders Keepers, Why Me, a letter to God. When I was 15, a letter to God before I committed suicide.
I feel for you because I've been there, so I know. I mean, you know, when I got locked in the closet 2-3 days at a time,
It's difficult. It's hard.
it is hard. So maybe that's the reason that, you know, I'm
We
glad
have-
that I interview you because we have the same
So
you
much
know
connection.
experience. You know, we have so much connecting.
Yes.
Yeah, I truly feel your pain. I really do.
Thank
I
you.
mean, we don't need to cry on the set,
Oh,
but
no.
I mean, you know.
No. This is nothing to be crying about. I mean, of course it happened to me. And of course I was gonna say, why me to God? And then there's a letter to my dad, and then a letter to my mom, and then afterwards, and then not only that, I'm gonna share something really quickly with you. But the letter, my abuser died.
Yeah.
I buried my abuser, and I'm not gonna tell you how or what happened to him. You gotta read the book. But I will say this.
You cannot keep out so much story. Everybody has to go online and,
Oh my God,
and
you're
buy
gonna
the
be
book.
like, oh my God.
Everybody got to get the book.
But when he passed, I was one of his. I was there before he died, before he took his last
Oh, my
breath.
goodness.
I was in the hospital room, and he not only that because he requested me, and God let me be a part of his life, even though all the horrible things he did to me. I was able to forgive and let him go and tell him that I forgave
You forgave him, yeah.
before he died, before he took his last breath. And before he took his last breath, I did tell him something. I whispered in his ear.
Oh.
And I'm just going to share this with people. And not everybody knows this, but I told him that, go ahead and go. Go ahead and go. I will take care of the family.
Oh.
Go ahead and go. Because he didn't want to, he was in
so
a coma.
worried about, yeah.
He was in a coma for about a week and a half and he wouldn't go. And I remember doing that. And I'm not a professional hairstylist, but I do cut hair and all that stuff. I like it for fun, but I would do that for him.
Oh.
He was very embarrassed to go in the world because he was typecast as a molester. And I would cut his gold teeth and his hair and stuff. And that day, before he died, I cut his hair, and family members in the book it talks about it. They were grabbing his hair and locks of hair and putting it in bags, and I'm looking like, where were you when he was suffering and so forth? Because he did suffer. He got his, unfortunately, and he met his maker, like I said. But I was the last one in his life. He hurt me so much, but I was still the last one in his life to help him, to tell him it's okay. I forgive you.
Because you're a good person. God sent you to be a good, yeah.
But I was going to tell you was, I bought his gravestone.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yes, I bought his gravestone. And I talk about it in the book, and I want to tell you how I bought it, whatever, because you have to read the book.
Yeah, please.
But,
don't let the cat out, man.
But I can tell you this. I wrote his, the letter to Dear Dad.
You want to read at least little
Okay,
autograph?
I'll read the Why Me instead, or
Yeah.
I'll read the Why Me instead. But I'm going to say about the Dear Dad.
Yeah.
But the letter of Dear Dad, I condensed it and I put it on top of his gravestone. So if anyone knows where his gravestone is, you'll see it. And the gravestone condensed, it basically talks about all my brothers and sisters, including my mom. And it says all the positive things he did. Because my whole thing, if anybody knows me in this world, they know I'm all about positivity.
Cool.
At work, they talk about positive, Divon, positive, that's right, positive. Because there's enough hatred and enough hate in this
Exactly.
world. We need more positive people.
Yes.
We need more positive.
I
in this
agree
world.
with you on that.
So that's what I'm about. And that's why when you met me, and the reason she's talking about, because I was in her pilot of another reality show, which I've been in so many different reality shows and TV shows, and I'm an actor, a face model, and so forth. I've done a lot of stuff, and I'm still doing it. So book me. Talk to my agent.
Hallelujah.
Talk to my
That.
agent. He's out there. He's out there right next to me.
Thank you.
Booking available. But anyway, and I was doing your booking and so forth, so you didn't need to know my story.
Right.
I was there doing a professional job and so forth. But anyway, so yeah, the letter, the gravestone has a letter to him. It says, "Dear Dad," and it talks about thank you for being there for my mom and so forth and all
Oh,
that.
that's
Everything.
sweet.
He was there for my wedding, for my, I was married.
You are.
I was.
You was married.
Was married.
Is he the one that's singing your song?
No.
I understand you have a song. I know you have a CD. It's the love story. I know that.
I write songs. I've written songs for different celebrities and Grammy Award winners. But no, that was one of my girlfriends. But no, I was actually married to a man. And
Really?
really.
Amazing.
Yeah, before everything happened. And he was there walking down the aisle with my mother and so forth. So that's how things change. God changes you. He was actually at my wedding. And anyway, so I talk about him, thanking him and so forth. And it's just positive in the gravestone. And I said, love your son. That's how I addressed it.
Yeah.
And the weird thing about it is that it sat at the place that did the gravestone for about a week. And you know what the person told me, the owner, he comes and tells me, he goes, Divon, I had so many people come and all they did was just read and stand and look at the tombstone. That's what they would do. They would just sit there and stand there and just read it. Just sit there. And I was like, wow. He goes, your message was just touched by some people because it was from the heart. And of course,
Sorry.
it's okay. But anyway, to read really quickly, Why Me? Why Me? Written by Christopher A. I was 17 at this. It was March 15, 1994. Why me and why must I leave? I must leave because people are always trying to hurt me. I feel I must move on. Someday, at some time, I'll be gone. No more Chris to be lied to. All I ever wanted was love and support. All I kept on getting was lied to and getting hurt. Why me? Did I come with a take advantage label on me when I was born? People try to help, I cannot lie, but keep on hurting me and I wonder why. Oh God, why poor Chris? Did he do you so wrong? Is that why you gave him a mother who gave him away? Does no one want me? I guess I have to wait and see. Why God? Did you take away my real dad? Did he not want me too? Why did you send me as supposed to be stepdad when all he did want to do was to hurt me? Why, Lord? You have all the answers in life's problems. Why did my mom not care if I was hurt so terribly by Chester, which is I called my stepdad? Does she not know I've tried so many times to leave this depressing world? Does she not understand he has to go to jail because he took away her little boy? God, why did I have to live in everyday fear? Always wondering who might be the next victim. Why, I ask. And why does everyone lie to me? Why does my family take me for granted? Do they not care? Dear Lord of mine, why does my mom want both Chester and I when he's no good? I thought I was her best child and she loved me the most of all her 5 children. We were so close, my number one mom. I did anything for my mom. I even kept a secret from her because when she would find out about my secret, I knew she wouldn't believe me, my secret, and I would have to say. Years went by and I knew I had to say my secret and real soon. I couldn't tell because I loved my mom so much. She meant everything to me. I would always buy her everything, something when holidays came around. I always cried for help, but no one could help me. Until one most judgment day, I decided to tell. When I did, I lost my mom. The one who gave me life, the one who told me it would be alright. She always wanted the best in life for me. Soon I learned it was all too late. My mom was not there. My mom was gone. Every time I do, I just cry and say, What did I do to push my mom away? She told me she believed my secret, but I knew she wasn't standing on my side. Not at all. Why, God, did my mom, the one person I loved the most than anyone, not choose me?
So now we have to save that because we want
They gotta
everybody to read the book.
And buy it.
And well,
Talk about fragrance.
talk about like this is amazing book. So I really intrigued by that, and I thank you for share the story.
Exactly.
I understand that you are a really well. Me personally think you are a really truly entrepreneur.
Thank you.
I understand you also create a favorite. And tell me how.
We're live.
Well, welcome back to the shortcut. And I really enjoy the story that you share. I'm sure that the audience out there I really appreciate the
Thank
story
you.
that you show us.
Thank you.
Share with us. Now I truly can imagine where all this brain coming from. Now you create a fragrance. And
Not just one, I did two.
two. So tell us about it because I know you are so talented.
Thank
you are
you.
model,
Thank you so
actor,
much.
and
Thank
you
you.
are banker. I mean,
you.
it's amazing. I know you tell me once you wanted to be a lawyer,
That was back in the day, but yes.
but tell us about your fragrance.
My fragrance, I don't know if you can see it really close.
You can bring it. Yeah, take them. Show.
He's a minute.
Yeah.
Go ahead and say the name.
Okay, this is Sexy Back because we're bringing sexy back. This is a men's fragrance by Divon Delgado. And then of course, next to it is Besame Baby because every woman needs a kiss.
Oh,
By
especially
Divon
me, I
Delgado.
need one.
Every woman. And this is my new fragrance line. They smell so fabulous. Right now I'm actually wearing Besame Baby. You can,
I can smell it.
which is a females, but I love both of them, so I flip flop. I have a bunch of people that it barely came out, so they flip flop. It's unisex, so really you don't just because this is the women's, it's the men's. You can whatever you like, whatever your interest. But yes, this happened actually a couple of years ago, about 2.5 years ago. Me and my team before we were talking and so forth. I wanted to do it. It's a long story. Don't want to get too much wrapped
Too
up
much.
in about it.
You don't
But,
want to tell. You don't want to give all the secret out because then they're gonna follow you and they're gonna do the fragrance.
No, you can't duplicate Divon Delgado. No,
Oh, cool.
No, baby.
That's good.
No, but anyway, bring it sexy back and Besame Baby. You gotta love it. They're fresh, clean, sexy smells and so forth. A lot of people are excited about it, and a lot of people have gotten them so far. So I'm excited. You can always get them and so forth. And not only that, talking about my fragrance, because I know when I talked to you last week, you
About
were talking
the fragrance,
the fragrance and so forth, and you wanted something. So I'm giving you my
Oh.
Besame Baby officially to Nancy O.
Thank you.
So this is my gift to you of my fragrance. So
Oh, thank you. Thank
spray
you.
it. So,
Thank you.
And,
I'm gonna wear this.
you're gonna
I'm
love
lucky
it.
one.
You're gonna love it by Divon Delgado. So that's my fragrance, and hopefully y'all gonna love it. Y'all just gotta get your hands on it.
Tell us how many people are. Excuse me. What company? What department store that already have your fragrance so far?
Right now, it's in a couple of different shops and so forth. It's not in department stores.
But the shop, like
it's in
beauty
different
shop
shops.
and-
It's in different beauty shops, hair salons, and so forth. Of course, they can get it on my website. You gotta spray it. You gotta spray it. Definitely spray it. Just spray it and just let the aroma just live. Oh yes.
I
yes.
need new boyfriend. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes,
no,
that's
it's smell amazing. Smell
Besame Baby, in English means kiss me,
Ooh,
baby.
it
Kiss me,
smells
baby.
good.
It smells good, right? It's the allure. They're gonna want to kiss you all over.
Oh my
baby.
goodness.
But
I need this. I really need this.
I'm working in process just to hopefully get it out there and more. But of course, they can go all my products. You can go on my website, www.divonville.com. It's Divon DIVON, Ville VILLE.com. www.divonville.com, and you can get all my 4 books, and then of course my 2 fragrances, men and women, and then a tote a Besame baby tote's coming
Wow.
pretty soon. We're still in negotiations.
That's gonna be in
Watch
the
out.
next show. That's gonna be the next show. I
Hopefully
guarantee
so.
you that. I guarantee you that
Thank you,
because
sir.
everybody have to have this.
How do you like it? Isn't it
I
awesome?
love it. It's
Oh, yes.
amazing. I
Yes.
love.
Oh.
I always love the perfume. You know, of course, I always wanted to be perfume maker. Like it.
We're gonna work on that. But I wanted to do
Thank
I
you.
wanted to do a shout out. Today's my baby sister's birthday, Stephanie Hernandez. I love you, un beso. And today I actually gave her best of my baby. She loved it. She said she put it on right away. Shout out to my mom, of course, my mom, and my sister Bebe, Berta. Well, Bebe, but Berta. And my other sister Christy and my brother Junior. Of course, I want to give a shout out to my inspiration, my cousin, best cousin, in my book. She's dedicated to her. Bella, my cousin Brenda and her daughter Bella Delgado, and of course my grandma Rosalie, she's also in this book. Tia Dolores, which I love you so much. My uncle Jesse, which is my illustrator, my children's books. My best friend Sandra Ortiz Casaneta, Lisa also, and my godson Aiden Devon, which is going to be my legacy coming up. I also just wanted to give my editors Joy, Nadine, them, and a shout out to April Medellin. She's been a good big fan of mine. My cousin from my dad's side. She's helped me from day one and so forth. I just want to give out to her and her family.
That's awesome.
And so forth. And of course, Emiliano Velos, Herman Vasquez, Toy Delgado, which my book will be coming out so much. Bridget Coyones. Thank you so much, Bridget, for your help with my fragrances. Chris Craig. And also Valencia Gibson, Tanya Lyer, my friends and so forth. Family and friends that I just wanted to give out, and all the people that are no longer with us. Of course, my inspiration, my angels, Joey, my uncle, my stepfather, and my aunt Bert, and my grandpa that are no longer around, and also my grandmother Mary. That my latest book, My Choice Road, I started writing after her passing, the horror book and so forth. So I just wanted to give out to my friends and family and everyone I forgive.
So when the audience are expecting the 2 new books that you're gonna have?
Well, coming soon. Hopefully this year.
Yeah?
Hopefully this year. It's
Before summer over or before
well, it's right now
Christmas?
right now they're in editors and so forth. A major horror filming and book writer editors was working on it, touched it, so it's in a lot of good hands right now, so we just have to wait.
Okay.
And of course,
Everybody have to
Nancy O.
stay tuned because Nancy O gonna be the first one to show that book. Now, I know this is amazing. I really
you.
love it.
Thank you.
And I would like you
And
to
also
again.
sexy back.
Yeah, I would
Sexy
like
back.
you to again, please tell the audience how can they get hold of your products.
Well, of course,
Of course.
www.devonville.com. Devonville.
You see right there? You see?
Yes,
Is
yes,
that his
the back.
name on it?
Sexy back, baby, because we're gonna bring sexy back to everybody, and this is just gorgeous. I mean, you gotta smell the aroma. It's just,
It's
I
so
love
good.
it. Men and women doesn't matter. Unisex, just go and just.
I think you should give everybody at the audience a free thing, right? Not just only me.
Nancio will pay for it.
Yeah, no problem on that.
Nancio will gift all
I'll give it away. Yeah, sure.
But anyway, yeah. So www.devonville.com, and of course, that's you can do the bookings and fragrances in the books and so forth, and watch out on me on films and music videos and public announcements
Announcement?
and readings and so forth, because I've done some public
You
announcements.
know you got to be on my show again. You know that.
Yes, definitely.
Be coming up soon.
Yes,
So-
of course. After I come back, maybe from vacation, which I'll be on vacation. I'm on vacation mode as of tomorrow. I'm being in Miami, guys. So if you're in South Beach, Miami,
Ooh,
look out for me.
watch out, because he's gonna be Don Johnson.
Oh, Lord.
You gotta check him out over
Check him
there.
out, check him
So
out.
I like that.
Sexy
Yeah.
back, Besame baby. Watch out for it. Buy it. You won't.
I
It's
guarantee
money
personally,
worth buying for. Gotta buy it.
Nancy O will give fee out. My expense. So, you want me to talk about, like, thank you for being my show, right?
Yeah, close it up.
Okay. Wait, let me know. Well, Divon, I'm so glad that you
Thank you.
honor my guest, and I am so pleased to have you. And you make my first show so special.
And
And
success.
I love you for that because you're so amazing.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
We'll see each other again soon,
Oh,
right?
yes, definitely.
We're gonna work together again soon,
Yes.
and of course, I'm looking forward to be a publishing of your books.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
You're gonna be a big part of this career
Oh,
over here.
thank you.
Big part. Now that we got lots of positivity here, definitely gonna be a big part of me. Yes.
All right. Well, I love you, and
Love you
thank
too.
you again, and thank you, the audience.
Thank you, audience. Thank you so much for watching. Whoever's watching, and just a shout out to everyone. Love